This is going to be a tutorial on how to do Equius makeup for your cosplay. And I'm not going to do the contacts because I forgot, but they're just blue. So you can have any contacts if you even want them. You don't need them. If you hear my voice sounding weird, it is because I am sick. Okay, so I'm sorry beforehand. So, here we go! Anytime you see light white Snazaroo on your gray paint, or any kind of paint, a lighter version of itself, you have got to let it dry before you touch that spot again, otherwise it will just come off and you will see your skin underneath. This is gonna be really embarrassing, but I have this like fantastic trick that makes it a lot easier to paint this part of your neck because it's a really hard angle to get. So if you could just, instead of doing it like this, it's not very successful. Give yourself a double chin. I'm not even kidding. Like, dude, just look. You can see everything. You can see all those spots I missed? Yeah, but now I got them all, and that's as easy as it was. I told like a few of my friends that. And I tried to encourage them to do it like that, so we're all just sitting in the bathroom like, you might want to go over your nose a couple extra times. Here and here. Because it's a hard place to get. There are a lot of creases and it's kind of like bulbous. But when you do this, you don't want to do too many layers because you can wind up having like all of it get kind of flaky and gross and peely. Like you actually see a lot of cream-based makeups do. If you use too much of that stuff, then it's just gonna look like more like amphibian skin drying out after just like an hour, and that's really gross and nasty. And don't pay too much attention to your ears, because I'll be honest with you, nobody really cares. I mean, I don't, because it's so hard to get, and I understand that. If I want to be really serious business, I'll like go all out and try to do a good job, but other than that, sometimes I don't get the backs of my ears. It depends on the wig I have. Like, Equius, I don't really care that much. I'll maybe do like the rim over here, in case that sticks out of my wig, but usually I don't. You can't really tell in the light, in this lighting, but it's pretty even. If you see a spot on your chest that you want to touch up, make sure the rest of it is dry before you do that, and then just like really gently dab that same area. It's really hard at these angles, especially if you have creases in your neck or collarbones or muscles and all these tendons coming out. It's really hard. All you can do is try to like relax as much as you can when you're doing this. Putting your shoulder forward brings out all the muscle definition and your collarbone, so try to put your shoulder back. It'll give you more of a flat canvas type situation to paint on. And for your neck, try not to be turning your head to the side unless you want to get that angle, because again, tendons and shit like this are really hard to paint on. The flatter you can make your neck, the better. I'm not gonna worry about the back today because I'm just doing 4 front shots. So we're just gonna kind of blend that in so it's not as noticeably different. Now, the rest of the details. If you're doing the rest of your makeup, I recommend you wash your hands in between doing the Snazaroo and then doing the like eyebrow or eye or lip or any other details you've got makeup, because you're gonna get Snazaroo all over your shit. For Equius, I have arm socks, arm sleeves, or whatever you want to call them. They go all the way over my shoulders, right until the edge of my tank top. I don't really have to worry about painting my arms. But if you have a cosplay that you have to paint your arms, paint your head, put your shirt on, and then roll your sleeves up and paint your arms and hands. Otherwise, you're gonna get makeup all over your shirt. And don't do the bend eye until you got your full cosplay on, because I don't know why. That's just what I think I do. I have like this blue thing, series of blue colors, by I guess Maybelline did it, and I've got black. I use this for the eyebrows and sideburns. I mean, I have sideburns, I don't really need to fake them, but I do have to color them in because they are not black and they look really weird underneath my black wig. They're like weird, slightly gray-brown with the Snazaroo and shit. I have a little brush with a bigger side and a smaller side, and I try to use the smaller side for details, but since it's really old and worn out today, I'm gonna use this one, which is like, I don't know, it's kind of like paintbrush, I guess. Let's do my eyebrows first. I would start doing the shape that you want your eyebrow in. First, do the inner edge of your eyebrow. So start here and then work your way outward, because to me, I think the most important part of the eyebrow shape is on the inside. So, you know, make sure you got that right before you do the rest, otherwise you're gonna fuck yourself over. You can really do whatever shape you want for the characters. Whenever I do eyebrows for my characters, I always draw it out on paper before I do it on makeup. Like for John, I used to just do my eyebrow shape, but my eyebrow shape is really feminine, so I just wound up doing it a little in between my regular eyebrow shape and Equius's, which is just thicker in the middle and goes skinnier at the end. For Eridan's, they're like tiny little wedges. They're like pointed on this end, pointed on that end, and Carcats are pointed here and like an isosceles triangle really thick back here. And obviously, Equius's are like monstrous in the front and thinner in at the end. But that's just a preference. You can do these however you want. Some people don't even do their eyebrows. I think it looks better if you do, because if you don't and you're wearing Snazaroo, then it's gonna go over your eyebrows and it's basically gonna make it look like you have no eyebrows, which is okay, you know, but it looks strange. It looks abnormal on any character, because all the characters, when they have more detail, you know, not the sprites, all the characters when they have more detail have eyebrows, so if you want to have an eyebrowless character, you know, by all means do what you want to do. But I prefer doing it this way. Also, if you screw up, all you have to do is take Snazaroo and dab it over your mistake, and you'll still be able to see it a tiny bit, but it'll look a lot better than trying to like smudge it, smear it, wipe it off, or anything else. And then you can just redo what you meant to do. Another thing you want to do with your Snazaroo once you're totally painted gray is try to get the Snazaroo off of your eyelashes, because as you can see, my eyelashes are really white and gray. Alright, I'm not gonna keep what I just did in the film, but all I did was like pull on my eyelashes, pull the gray off. I wetted my fingers so I could pull it off better, but other than that, that's what I just did. Then I use this thicker one. It's like falling apart and it looks like terrible because when you use eye makeup brushes on your hair, on fake hair or any other kind of hair you've got, eyebrows, whatever, it will like destroy this because this is meant to be like soft and gentle on your skin, and when you're trying to rub it on hairs, it is not. So then over the area that I want the sideburns at, or like, you know, on my sideburns, which I've got, just color them in like a coloring book. I always like trying to make a specific straight line to follow. It never really works out, but I always try to. It's hard to do this sometimes because your brush is just like falling apart after too many times. One of the great things about Snazaroo is that it covers up any kind of imperfections you think you've got on your face. So if you have acne or something, you can rest assured that Snazaroo will cover it up. Yeah, so that's not the best job that I did, but whatever. Alright, so I got my sideburns done, and yeah, you can see like the top, that's fine though, my wig covers that and I know that. Otherwise, if it's the first time you're doing this, you might want to go a little higher, see where you cut it off at. And then I have this one here. This was my original blue Equius makeup, but I didn't like it very much because it like, I don't know, it wasn't blue enough. So next I like to take black, just regular black eyeshadow. If you want to look like a cool cosplayer, especially a male character, and you have shimmery eyeshadow, then you're gonna look a little strange. It's hard to find non-shimmery eye makeup, but I think this even has it in it, but it's better if it's not extremely noticeable. Take black and like kind of outline the edge. It doesn't have to look that great. I just do like the inside and the outside. I used to do this really specifically before too, like I would make sure that I didn't get the center so I could make it look like my eyes were shiny, which was really weird kind of in like upon reflection. Anyway, you're gonna have like these little eye creases and you could just rub those in. They will go away. Just look down when you do it, because otherwise you're not gonna get rid of them. So they're gone for the most part, and then do the same thing with the other eye. Sometimes I don't have to rub it in, sometimes it looks fine, but other times I'm just like, this looks terrible, I'm gonna just try to fix it. Next, I take this stuff, the not so blue junk that I have, but it's still fairly blue, and I put that over top of my upper eyelid. With Snazaroo, obviously you can see my skin tone underneath, and I don't really know how to get rid of that. I tried to like put makeup over it. Sometimes a lighter blue will like cover it up okay, but otherwise, like, I mean, you can kind of see it is blending here, but sometimes if you push too hard on your eyeshadow or whatever you're doing, it's just gonna take off your Snazaroo. It's probably just because it's powder-based and Snazaroo is water-based or something, it dries out, whatever, I don't know. And then I just do this, like, blue over top of that. And again, trying to blend it, like, kind of a little bit. This is not as important as what I'm gonna do underneath. So I don't really care that much how it turns out. And again, if you screw up, all you have to do is cover it up with Snazaroo and just redo it. And then I've got this thing. I don't use much of this stuff. I tried to use the blue for Equius, obviously. I've seen people do troll lips just straight black. Well, I mean, obviously for girl characters you want to do that. I do it for Aridin too, but for all of my male characters I do like not black, I do a lighter color. But it's still darker than Snazaroo. And the only one that I use is this one here. Sometimes I use this one on my eyes, but it doesn't usually work, so I just use this one on my lips. All you have to do for this is just draw the shape that you want your lips to be. I don't really like the size of my lips that much, so I tried to do something a little bit smaller. And it's really not that noticeable, but yeah, I don't have that great of light in here anyway. my girlfriend's gonna get done with work and be like, where the hell are you? And I'll be like, I'm being Equius, I don't know, what are you doing? You can always do touch-ups. That's the great thing about Snazaroo. I don't really know about any other makeup. This one, I picked this one and I stuck with it, and it's really great and I love it because it's so easy to wash off. You don't need like a makeup compound or whatever, I don't know what that's called. But you don't need to like remover. You just use water and soap, and like I use a washcloth because you can just throw it in the wash and get rid of all the Snazaroo. Although it looks really bad, that white stuff, it'll just dry and then you won't be able to even see it anymore, so it's all good. Yeah, I don't have any high-tech brushes or anything. This is all I've got. If you actually have like a female troll cosplay and you want to do the black lipstick, if you do Snazaroo on your lips and then put eyeshadow on it, black eyeshadow, that'll stay a lot better than like grease-based black lipstick. That's like what most people have because it's hard to find black lipstick, I guess. So then we've got the blue, and this is my favorite part. That's why I saved it for last. So I can look really terrifying while I'm doing this. Okay, so I just found this really blue color. Take the brush, full of your blue junk, and you start at the center and just like go outward. I try to do this pretty slowly because I'm really picky. Start at the outside and go inside. And then fill in the spots you missed. If I'm trying to be really good, I have blue eyeliner I put on, like, so you can't see the pink part of my eye. My, whatever you call that, the shelf of my eyelid. I wear the glasses too, so it's like, I don't think anyone really notices if I have that eyeliner on, so I don't usually wear it. When I first started cosplaying Equius, I used to do really big blue spots under my eyes, and then I realized that was terrifying. Unlike the comic, you can't, like, it doesn't look good if you're not wearing the glasses. It looks really creepy. It's hard to find glasses that like not only look right but also don't make your face shape look really small. Like, I'm not that big, so I have to have smaller glasses. They're like emo kid glasses I got from Claire's or something, and I just like painted them black and then drew on cracks. It's hard to find glasses that like would be the right size for your face because most people don't sell tiny glasses. To make you look bigger, you wear smaller things. That's how it goes. I've seen some really good Equius cosplayers who do the blue way down here, but it only looks good when they're wearing the glasses. You do not want to see what it looks like without the glasses. It's really like abnormal. It's really weird looking. So this is about usually like how much I do underneath the eye. When you're done, you probably will have some like dark dread powder stuff on your cheeks, and you can just brush that off. Like, make sure your makeup is dry, your hands aren't sweaty, and you can just brush that off. Alright, I don't really enjoy this part because I have to put it underneath my tank top. I have to put the arm sleeves underneath my tank top and then do all the rest of the work, and it's a huge pain in the ass. This is what arm socks look like, by the way. They're just like tights with a hole in the crotch. That's where your head goes. And then you got a cutout that, well, I had to sew this. I cut out a cardboard shape of my hand, sewed the shape around it, pulled the cardboard out, cut out the little extensions, glued fingernails on there, which is a pain in the ass, but anyway. I have a tag, you know, where it would be on your ass. I have that tag on my back, so it's easier to figure out what I'm doing. Anyway, gotta put them on now! Actually, I decided to record this even though it's embarrassing as fuck because I'm putting leggings on myself, but mine is cut pretty low so it'll like fit the shape of my tank top. But when you're putting this on, you have got to make sure that it goes into the right place before you put your shirt on, otherwise it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. I don't like how many wrinkles you can see in the material, but I do like how whatever you touch does not turn gray, and it will not smear off, and from far away it looks pretty good. But if you're getting professional photos, you know, they could probably just Photoshop your skin, unless you really want to for whatever reason. You don't really have to even wear arm socks. You probably don't even have to paint up, honestly. For photos that I take, I usually don't gray up because like I can just, anything that I want to get rid of off my face, I can just do that in Photoshop. So it's not a big deal. Okay, that's hugely a pain in my ass to do. Every time! It doesn't get any easier. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to do that part, but you got your arm socks wrinkling in your armpits. There's really no good way to get rid of that. I do not know the answer, and I try to tuck it like underneath my tank top, but it always comes undone. I have a hole in here too. I have to make new ones, but sometimes this sleeve will come loose and you'll be able to see this. So like, maybe try to have a friend remind you if that happens. Make sure they know to remind you. Because if you're walking down a hallway or whatever at a convention or any place you want to be in character and your sleeve is loose like that and you don't know, then there's nothing you can do about it unless you're constantly checking yourself like some kind of paranoid person. And I don't even do that. And that's saying something. Because I don't have to paint my arms. Then I'm gonna do my Equius shirt. I'm already wearing the pants and the socks and whatever, so. I like to have help with this usually because no matter what kind of shirt you're wearing, whether it's a tank top or a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt, this part never gets any easier either. You have to like try to get your head through here without your shirt getting all over your makeup and getting extremely gray. Although even if that happens, all you have to do is get a wet washcloth and just dab your shirt. It'll go away. But I don't like to because it's a waste of time. If I'm putting this on backward, I'm gonna be so pissed. Okay, got the shirt on now, yeah. The next part is obviously the wig and the horns. I just made an Equius Sprite wig the other day, and obviously it doesn't have the right horns, but it's basically the same exact thing as my Equius wig, except red, and the material is like a lot softer. I'm gonna be putting a tutorial on how I did this online, and you can use it for your Equius wig, any character that has a widow's peak you can use it for, or any character that you want to see the roots of the hair. Otherwise, Equius is obviously the same situation. I don't usually use a pick comb, I usually use a brush, but honestly this is probably a lot safer for your wig. Especially a wig that has the like widow's peak glued on. You do not want to be pulling that off. You will ruin your wig completely and you will not be able to fix it easily, especially at a con unless you have the proper equipment. Like, you'd have to have super glue, more hair extensions, and the color of the wig Sharpie. Just keep combing it out and then you can put your horns on. Gloves. And here are my Equius teeth. I can put a link to the tutorial I used in either in the description or in the video itself. Anyway, I just have two sets, one for the top and one for the bottom. The only reason I do for Equius is because he's missing a tooth on the bottom too, so they're awesome. They're like dentures. They just go in. And you can take them out too, and it just looks so great when you have them. I don't like putting mine too far back. I like having them coming out almost of my temples. But anyway, then just like fix any additional things you want to fix, like your beautiful flowing mane and the glasses. Precariously. And then all of a sudden you have an Equius cosplay, and you can act very strange, and it is fantastic. But mostly, you have a fine appreciation for art and the most sophisticated activities. Yes.